Welcome back to the Rifts Automated Character Sheet. In today's mini tutorial, we're going to go over the Magic Sheet. On the left here, we have PPE, or Potential Psychic Energy. This is the energy that is used to cast spells. That energy comes in the form of a number, and that right now this cell here is 0 because it's populated from the main page. So if you rolled, let's say, 200 for your PPE, it's now populated from the main page. Your current PPE, you can enter this manually, so 200 minus 15 for the casting of a spell, or you could link the cell and do your 15 that way and keep track of the PPE points that you spend while playing the game. Next we have Spell Strength. This is the difficulty that a character has to save against in order to not succumb to the spell that's being cast upon them. For starters, it's 12. And that number can increase to 16 if you cast it as a ritual with a bunch of practitioners of magic. However, the ritual casting does not improve. A more advanced or more experienced practitioner of magic actually increases their spell strength depending on what level they are at. Most OCCs will give you a plus bonus every couple of levels. If it does not, on the rare case that it does not, here's the default settings right here on the red tab. Next we have PP Recovery. The default is 5 for most humans, and depending on your race and OCC, that number can vary greatly. And simply all you have to do is click on the cell, click on the down arrow, and then pick the appropriate value for your OCC or race combination. Next we have PPE from a ley line. This is pretty much 10 for everybody unless you're a ley line walker. And again, you just click on the cell, the drop-down menu, and pick for whatever OCC you have. Next we have the actual spells. So here under this tab, under this cell here, you can enter the specific cell, and you can either pick the cell, click the drop-down menu, and pick a spell, and you'll see that it'll populate across here, or you can type it in. And you can see that information is populated in. Likewise, if maybe you're not just a casual caster, but say you're a full-fledged leyline walker and you want to divide your spells up, you can also switch to, I guess I call them header tabs, so level 1, and then you can write all your first level spells here that you know. And then as you get down here, maybe you want to throw in all the second level spells that you know, just so you can break things up and keep them in line with your visual representation on your character sheet. Now obviously the name of the spell is here under this column, which you typed in to get this. PPE, this is how much PPE it's going to cost, and you'd use that to keep track of here on your manual collection of PPE spent. Range, the area effect or the range at which the spell is effective. The duration, how long it lasts. Saving throws, if applicable. Some of these spells don't have a saving throw, but let's say if we had something like Blinding Flash. There's a penalty here that you can impose by adding extra PPE, but it's also a standard saving throw, so that standard saving throw, they'd have to beat your 12 in this case. Next we have the effect, so there's a brief description of what's going on. And to make a couple of points, I'm just going to throw in Armor of Ethan. And Call Lightning. And again, so you got the PPE points and the various information written here. But the ones I want to point out is, as you level up your character, the abilities or spells that you have, or the abilities from these spells, will level up as well. So with Armor of Ethan, you get 10 MDC per level, and with Call Lightning, you get 1d6 mega damage. So if we run over to the main page, and we bump up our level of experience to level 5, you'll now see that we have 50 MDC for the Armor of Ethan, and our Call Lightning does 5d6 mega damage with a lightning strike. Now, we have common spells, but we also have other kinds of spells. So we have oceanic magic spells, and again it's the same kind of setup. You click on the cell you want, you can pick the value, and it'll populate the PPE, the range, the duration, saving throw, and a brief description of what that spell does. And again, just like above, if you need to pick a spell that offers damage capacity, or MDC capacity, you can see here that this increases to 75 because it's five times the 15, which is the value here. And we have Necromancy Magic. Again, same kind of setup. You can click on the cell that you want. You can divide your cells up, so if you want to have a list of all your first level Necromancy spells, then you can populate stuff here. If you needed something more potent, like Deathbolt, again, you get a complete description here, and the damage is based off of your level. So I'll just go back and show that. So if we go back to the main page, put you back at first level, you see that this actually changes based off that. So your 1d6 direct to hit points, and then your armor Armor of Neptune is the same as well. It's 15 per level. That's why it was 75 before. And again, Biomancer spells, very much the same thing. You can click on the cell, or you can type it in to pick up a particular spell. And again, the list is pretty extensive. You pick the spell, you get the PPE cost, and a brief description of the damage and what it does here. And that concludes our mini tutorial on the Magic Sheet. Until next time.